Hey guys, I heard you like to jerk off. Well, I don't think that's a really good idea. How about this? How about you just hang out here and listen to my sultry voice, and I'm pretty sure that you're not gonna need to jerk off after this.
Welcome to the Sacred Sexuality Project, where we help you live a higher expression of your sexuality. And today, I'm really pumped to talk to you about strictness. That's right, being strict. And this all has to do with if you're trying to break away from pornography and masturbation, how strict do you need to be with yourself? Because this is a question that comes up all the time on the NoFap board, and I hear it with other people. If I talk to them about this kind of stuff, they're like, well, what can I do and what can't I? And that's a great question, because if you don't have this clearly defined in your mind, then you're basically embarking on a very slippery slope. So what I advocate is basically be as strict as you possibly can. In terms of the pornography masturbation cycle, what this means is removing anything that is part of that cycle. So what is part of that cycle? Really, it's looking at arousing images and touching yourself, right? So basically, if you can avoid doing those two things in any form, then you're going to be okay. And I think there's a bunch of good reasons as to why this is the best approach, opposed to trying to gradually wean yourself off. The first point is that it's the simplest. It really is. You just need to say, don't play with yourself, don't look at things that turn you on. And if you weren't going to go this way, then you have to start building up a graduated program where you slowly wean yourself off. And if you just try and wing it, you just say, well, I'm just going to slowly kind of do this less and less till I stop. Well, there's no clearly defined boundaries there. That means that you are essentially just trusting yourself in the moment to make the right decision and, pull it back each time you do it. And I talked about in my other videos how when you engage in a habit behavior, like that's ingrained in you, then there's a pretty good chance that your brain is going to just go into autopilot mode. So trusting yourself to make the right decision in the moment is not the best idea. So you got to have hard and fast boundaries. This kind of leads into my next point, which is it gets it over quicker. If you think about it, you kind of have like a big bucket of pain soup that you got to eat in order to break away from an addictive behavior. And imagine that this big bucket of pain soup, you have to eat the whole thing, and once you eat the whole thing, then you've broken free from your habit. But if you constantly start engaging in little pieces of that habit, it's kind of like someone's pouring more soup into the bucket. And if you want to relate this to the analogy of the habit wheel, then think about it this way. Your whole goal is to stop this one habit wheel, which frees you up to start another, better one, right? And if your goal is to stop it, then why would you engage in behaviors that essentially keep it spinning? It's just prolonging your ability to recover from this habit. So how do you do this? How can you actually get yourself to be strict? Well, I think it comes down in a lot of ways to honesty. Honesty and commitment. So the honesty part has to do with you being completely realistic with how much this is probably going to suck for you to get over. At least in the beginning, In the beginning, when you're still getting used to breaking away from a habit that you've been doing possibly for a very long time, it's going to suck bad. Whenever you try to break up the patterns in your life, it's going to cause kind of haywire, because we're naturally pain-avoiding organisms. We build up a web of behaviors that in many ways is designed to minimize our discomfort. So by breaking that web, our whole system of avoiding discomfort gets kind of thrown out the window. The discomfort and pain that comes from changing this habit is a good thing. If you need to jerk off and masturbate in order to manage the pain of your life, chances are this habit isn't the only thing that needs to change. So what you're going to do is turn this discomfort into a powerful stimulus. And by being strict with yourself, the discomfort becomes greater, but then you can use this pain as a powerful incentive to turn the rest of your life around to create a life that you don't need to escape from. To recap, staying strict is simpler, it is faster, and all around it leads to a more effective way of turning your life around. So, if you found this video helpful, I hope that you give me a thumbs up, you go upvote me on Reddit, you share it with your friends, and you send me your questions because I want to help you. I want to help you. I'm not here just doing this for myself, I'm doing this to seriously help. So send me the things that you're struggling with and I'd love to talk about it. Other than that, stay strict, stay awesome, and stay clean. Hooah!